The director of the CDC warns that 25% of people infected with the new coronavirus may not show symptoms, and that changes the thinking about face masks. Let's connect the dots. Because of the lack of widespread testing, researchers don't know precisely how many people are infected without feeling sick, or if some of them just haven't shown symptoms yet. But right now, they estimate it's about 1 in 4 cases. That high number could explain why COVID-19 is the first virus that is not an influenza virus to spark a global pandemic. That's because people may be spreading the contagious coronavirus without even realizing it. And that changes the thinking on masks. Basic face masks, not the N95 respirator, are designed not to protect you, but to protect others from your germs. So even if you are feeling well but unknowingly carrying COVID-19, a face mask could offer some protection to people around you. A reminder that as we learn more about this coronavirus, it could change how we react to it.